back to yet another exciting episode of Algebra 2. Great. Today, obviously, we're going to be talking about point slope and everything like that. Come here. Here's our lovely TA. He is super tired right now. He got in trouble today because he chewed on a wire. Right, you dingus? Good boy. That's a good boy. I don't know. Can you guys even see him? You can't, right? He's a good boy. He's handsome. But it is what it is. Regardless, we are going to be working on point slope and basically applications of these equations. Cool? Great. So we're going to start off strong. Okay, this is the key of everything. All right, writing linear equations given a point and slope. So point slope formula is used because you have both one point at least and then the slope, okay? Does not matter if you have more than 1 point. We just need one, and we need the slope. And what the formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? And m is the same thing as saying slope, right? Not an issue. So when you have slope, which slope, of course, hopefully we all know that, is basically as this rises, right? That rise over run, this is slope, right? Basically like rise over run. So rise over run is slope. Cool. I'm not really going to get into that because that is a big thing you guys do in Algebra 1, so fine. Great. I say we just get started into it, right? So y1 and x1, of course, are just actual point values of stuff. I'll show you what I mean right now. I've got my m, -4, and then I've got my x and y's. So I'm going to plug it into this equation right here. Good. He's being a dork. Okay, so y minus, so my y1 is right here. My x1 is right here. Okay, so my y1 is 7. So y minus 7 equals -4, because that's the m value. My m value is -4 in this case. And then x minus -1. Cool. Parentheses around everything you plug in. Remember that. I think I stressed that pretty well, so hopefully by now you guys all do that. Parentheses around stuff, all good. Okie dokie. Oh, man. What a long day today, right? It was a long day. Okay, so first off, I'm going to probably start with distributing this -4 into here. But first, before I do anything at all, what happens when I subtract a negative number? So what I'm looking for right here. When I subtract a negative number, we do the whole, I don't know. I hate the phrase boom, boom, but whatever, right? It basically just makes it that you're adding. So this is actually x plus 1 inside of here, which is good. So -4 times x becomes -4x. -4 times 1 is -4 equals y minus 7. Sweet. We're almost there. Now I'm just going to try to get y by itself. We're trying to basically make it into from point slope into slope intercept. And hopefully you guys remember that slope intercept was y equals mx plus b, right? So I'm going to add this 7 over to here, right? And when I do that, so -4 plus 7 is y equals -4x. -4 plus 7, of course, is 3. Plus 3. Oh. Cool. That works. Boom. That's all I want. All it's asking you to do is just basically write it in this form. Boom. This is saying this is the equivalent of this, right? My y value is y. My m is -4. And then plus 3. Sweet. Let's try yet another one. Today we're only going to do about 2 slides of notes. We're going to do the whole thing because this stuff is very important. We're going to worry about the last bit later. So I've got 1 point. I've got my slope. Looking good, right? Now I'm going to plug it into this formula up here. So y minus y1, which is this. So I've got -5 equals, so then the m value, which is 2/3, x minus x1, so x minus negative 6. I don't know if you guys can even see that. Let us see if we can see it. Barely. Wow, we are right on the edge there. Let me make that a little bit prettier. Barely. But anyways. Okay, cool. So first off, I've got y minus negative 5. So negative and then a minus sign. We make these positive. Same thing here. I'm going to rewrite this as if it is correct because it's supposed to be. Y plus 5 equals 2/3 x plus 6, right? That's just some simple algebra. No big deal. Now I'm going to distribute this 2/3 into the x and then the plus 6, which is good. So y plus 5 equals 2/3 x plus, and now when I'm distributing 2/3 to a whole number, again, the best way of going about doing this, so I'm going to write this over here. So I'm taking 2/3 times 6. If I rewrite that as 6 over 1, all we do is we make this 12 over 3, which ends up being 4, right? Hopefully you guys understand when you multiply a fraction, you multiply straight across. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. 12 over 3 can be broken down into 4. Another quick way of doing this, so if you don't want to do it this way, this is okay. But this is how I like to do these. If I'm multiplying this by, say, 6, I first look at these guys, and 6 divided by 3 is what? 2, right? So then I'm left with just this disappears, and this turns into a 2. 2 times 2 equals 4, which is what you would get anyways. So, great. I know that's a little bit of a process, and if you did not understand anything I just said right there, it's fine. Just worry about multiplying two fractions instead of anything else. All right. Almost done. I still have this negative 5 right here. So this negative 5 I'm going to subtract over to here. Easy peasy. So my final answer is y equals 2/3 x minus 1. A good telling sign is that, you know, my m here, this m that I'm looking for, it should match what I'm given. Which in this case it did, right? 2/3, 2/3, it's all good. That works out the same way. Sorry, let me real quickly check. Okay, whatever. Great. To write a linear equation given 2 points, x1, y1, and x2 and y2, use the slope formula followed by the point slope formula. That's what this says right here. This is not complicated, I promise you. All the slope formula is, which hopefully you guys have seen before. Oh my, I just want me to probably do, yeah. Is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. The reason why this exists is because I'm going to pivot. So say if we've got, I don't know, 1 comma 2, and then, oh, I should say 2 comma 2, and whatever, right? 1 comma 1, as just like 2 points. The rise over run of this is going up 1 and over 1, right? So up 1, over 1. Good. What we're doing with point slope formula is we're taking the points, so this one is what? 2, 2, and 1, 1, right? So, I don't know, the triangle point is this, circle point is that. If I take the y's and I figure out what the change is, so if I take 2 minus 1 all over, same thing here, the x's, 2 minus 1, I get 1 over 1, so my slope, m equals 1, right? Boom. So that's all we're really finding, and that's what slope would be, right? It would just be rise over run. In this case, you go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1 equals 1. So that's kind of what we're doing with slope in general, what that m thing is. We're using 2 points to find many points later on. So I use this finds us m, followed by the point slope formula, which we just wrote that down. Y minus y, well, not minus, or yes, minus, not equal sign. Y1 equals m times x minus x1. Boom. Simple as that. Now, here's the thing. It does not matter if you plug in y2 and x2. as long as you keep the same points, right? So if it's from the first set of points or the second set of points, just make sure that you keep those together. So I'm going to actually zoom in so that we get a little bit more space to do this with. Okay, let's see here. So this one right here. All right. Let me see, how does this look? Oh, yeah, we are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So first off, I'm going to really focus on... Ooh, that's a big line, but that's okay. I'm going to focus a lot upon that slope. So hopefully remember what slope is. It's the... If you need to pause it right here to write it down, that's fine. M equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1, right? If you need to pause it, pause it. But rise over run. So again, rise, up, down, right? You're going up, going down, you're rising, y values. And then running, you run in a flat line, so x values. So your rise over run, same thing. Cool. So yeah, pause it if you need to. By the way, I don't know why I should say this, but if you need to take notes over this, please be taking notes over this. We get to use them a lot in class. So my y2, my y1, my x2, my x1, right? So y2 minus y1 means 7 minus 1 all over negative 3 minus negative 6. Cool. Now remember, when I subtract a negative, it makes it positive, right? So I can actually rewrite this as being 7 minus 1 is 6 all over negative 3 plus 6, which ends up being 6 over 3, right? So my m equals 2. I found m. And now that I have m, just like we did up here, right? We have our m, which is what I just found, right? We have our m. Now we can use the point slope form, which is... which you guys have that on your papers, hopefully. And again, it does not matter what set of points we use, but I'm going to use the first set just because I want to. So my y minus y1, so minus 1 equals m, which we just found, which was 2, times x minus negative 6, which makes this plus, right? Makes this one plus 6. Look what that did. So 2 plus, or not 2. What am I doing? X plus 6. Good. Now we're looking real good, right? Now we can solve this. We can get this into point slope form. So first off, I'm going to distribute this 2 into here, so I end up getting 2x plus 12 equals y minus 1. Add the 1 over to here. Y equals 2x plus 13. Plus 13. Boom. We are done. And that's basically it. So if you want to write this down, you want to pause, that's good. Right now I'm going to go ahead and... What do you need, bub? What do you need? Anything? Being a good boy? I'm busy, dude. I'm busy. So our m was 2 we found. I'm just going to show you that you can use this one as well. So y minus the other y, so minus 7 equals 2 times x plus 3, right? Because minus negative, so minus a negative makes it a positive. 2. So I end up getting, what is that? So 2x plus 6 equals y minus 7. I'm going to add the 7 over to here. 6 plus 7 equals 13, which is exactly what we had earlier, right? Wonderful. Easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Let me see. Can we see this? Oh, yeah, you can see everything. You can see everything. Good. This one's done. Now, okay, so I can't stress this enough, right? If I decide to use y2 instead of y1, you just have to use negative 3 and 7. You can't go, I'm going to use 7 and negative 6. It won't work that way. I promise you that. Let's do, I don't know. Let me think. Where's a tough one? Is there a tough one on here? I did some of these beforehand. Yeah, 5 and 6. Let's do 5 and 6. Just so we have those down. 5 and 6. So, first off, how long have we been recording? 14 minutes already? Jesus Christ. We're probably going to skip that. Recording 14 minutes. We're good. So basically you do the same thing, right? I'm going to minus 8, y2, y1, x1, x2. Right? Good. So negative 8 plus 5, because it's negative. 1 minus 10. Negative 8 plus 5 is an obvious. What is that? Negative. Oh my god. 3? Been a long day. Over 9, which is leaving us with just positive 1/3. So m equals 1/3. Y minus, I'm going to use these ones again. So plus 5, not minus, because it's a negative in the front. M, which is 1/3. X minus 10. Good. And then distribute, subtract 5. Cool. And I think this one ends up becoming like, I think this. Hold on. I'm not going to do this one. We're kind of short on time. I want to make sure that we get through some of these applications. Boom. Right? So if you end up getting that on your own, that's good. You did that correct. All right. Now, time for applications. What applications are basically just like real life uses of what we're learning. Okay, so first off, we're really going to be focusing on how to set up equations from word problems. We will use this a lot come this unit. So let's read this in general. A cab ride costs $4 plus $1.75 per mile driven. So the cost is $4 for a cab ride. So we're trying to, so C equals cab ride. Cab ride, I don't like how small that is. Let's make this back to 6. C is cab ride. Good. And then let's do, I don't know what, M, miles driven. So M equals miles. So the cab ride costs $4 plus $1.75 per mile driven. Now the keywords here, so $4 obviously, so my C is going to equal 4 plus 175 per mile driven. That means every single mile costs the same, $1.75. So that's where we put M, right? This means that if I drive 4 miles, you know, we can use a little quick calculator here. If I drive 4 miles, I'm going to take 1.75 times 4. And just from mileage, it charges me $7 plus $4 means that it's going to be $11 to travel 4 miles in a cab. It's basically what this is. This is all it's saying. So write an equation, represent the cab fare, define your variables. Cool. We just defined the variables right there, and that is our equation. This is defining variables, by the way. If Clay's destination is 17 miles away and he has $30, will he make it? So first off, if it's 17 miles away, what we can do is this. We can see how much it costs. So 4 plus $1.75 and however many miles we got to travel. 17, right? 17. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to take 1.75 times 17 miles. That means we're charged $29.75 just from the trip there. Now we have to add the $4 that's always going to be there, and that is $33.75. So he gets charged $33.75 to do it, so he only has $30. So no. Not even close. Boom. Great. Awesome. And that's it for that one. That's it. That's all this is asking. It just wants you to say, will he make it, yes or no? No. No is fine with me. Let me get another layer going here. So we're going to get out of this. Then we're going to get out of this, put it into this. Good. Let's do some more of these. We'll do a lot of these, actually. I'm going to post this, of course, online. The Jones are purchasing a new home. The closing costs are $249 plus 3% of the purchase price of the home. So this is very similar to what we just did with commission, right? So that means that every single time that we close a house, so closing costs, let's just make, I don't know, closing costs are, yeah, we're trying to find it. So C, we're basically, that's our variable. then purchase price, P equals purchase price. Right? Making sense? Cool. So that's great. Now we need to write an equation to represent the total closing costs. Define your variables. So total closing costs. So closing costs are 249. So at 249 flat price. Oh, not my gosh. Why did I put equal? Plus. Now I'm going to look at 3% of the purchase price of the home. So I need to know what the home price was. So purchase price of home. So I get 3%. So 0.03p. So that basically says that if I take 0.03 times whatever it is, that's 3% of whatever whatever p is in that scenario. Cool. Great, and that's our equation. Boom, done. 249 flat. No matter what the purchase price of the home is, it could be a multi-billion-dollar home or like a $500 hut in the middle of the street, right? I still have to pay $249. All right. Now I have my equation. Now the purchase price of their home is $195,000. The seller offered $5,000 in closing cost assistance, right? Will this cover all of the closing costs? If not, how much will the Jones need to pay out of pocket? So first off, this wants to know, will $5,000 be enough to cover how much their closing cost is going to be? An easy way to find out is just to plug her in, right? So when I see, so I'm going to figure out closing costs, and that's $249 no matter what, plus 0.03% of 195. Boom, boom, boom. Great. I've got that. Now I'm going to start here, of course. So I'm going to look at the calculator. I'm going to go 0.03 times 195. Boom. Just like that. So already know, right? Just in the house alone, 3% of the house, which is what costs to close it, is $5,850. When I add 249, I get $6,099. So the closing cost is $6,099. Now we're not done though. Will this cover all of Jones' closing costs? No. If not, how much will the Jones need to pay out of pocket? So basically I just take $6,099 and subtract $5,000 from it. How much are they paying out of pocket? And that is $1,099. Boom. That's kind of the answer there. That's it. That's it. Can't really complain. Standard form is a big one. Maybe we should do some of those. How much time we got? 8 minutes. I'll set this one up for you. Basically, a candle that is 22.5 ounce candle burns at the rate of 1 ounce every 5 hours. So this one's kind of tricky. So first off, we've got our candle, right? So candle, C equals candle. We've had a lot of C's for these. Candle. Then burn rate, let's just say like hourly rate, right? It's per hour, right? So hour burn. All right. So we start off with 22.5, right? So C equals 22.5. Now we are burning away the amount of candle, right? So we're actually subtracting from it at a rate of 1 ounce every 5 hours. 1 ounce per 5 hours. There you go. So this is 22.5 minus 1/5 H. Great. And then how many hours will the candle last? All you have to do is just basically solve, slap some zeros over here. 22.5 minus 1/5 H. And then just solve for H. Great. Which I think is, it becomes like 112.5 hours. All right, let's do some of these. What are we at time-wise? 24, 6 minutes. Okay, great. Now, we might hit like the 30-minute mark, but we will not exceed 30 minutes. Josh bought 3 bags of potting soil and 10 bags of mulch from Home Depot. Write an equation to represent the total cost and define your variables. All right. 10's not that big of a deal. Do we want to do that one? Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. It's okay. All right, so we know what Josh bought, right? So total cost to find your variables, no problem. Let's just say his pricing equals, now he bought 3 bags of potting soil, so soil, plus 10 bags of mulch. So that's like its total price, right? Like what it cost in general. So our S equals soil, and then M equals mulch. Whoops, mulch. And then P equals just basically cost. Good. So if Josh spent $40.91 and mulch cost this much per bag, how much was a bag of potting soil? So we know that he spent $40.91, right? We know that he spent, the mulch cost $2.50 or $2.75 per bag. So we know that he bought 3 things of soil and he bought 10 things of mulch at $2.75 per bag, which is fine. So now we end up getting whatever that is. Why am I even having to do this? I'm having a brain fire right now. Don't make fun of me. 27.5. Oh no, that was what I thought it was. 27.5 plus 3s equals still 40.91. Now I'm just going to subtract this over. 27.5. Whoa, wrong one. So I end up having, let's move this guy, 40.91 minus, not times, minus, no, I did minus, 27.50. So I end up getting 13 point something. I don't remember what it was already. 13.41 equals 3s. And now to find out what soil is, I'm just dividing this by 3, right? And then soil ends up becoming 13.41 divided by 3, because he bought 3 bags of it, 4.47 per bag of soil. Boom, done. Maybe we can get one more in. But yeah, okay, so all I did there was basically just figure out an equation, found it, so P equals 3s plus 10. And then I just used the information that they give me, right? I know how much he spent, $40.91, so I plug that into right here. $40.91. I know how much each mulch costs, so I plug that into right here. Simple as that. Quarters and nickels. These ones are always a thing. So, collection of quarters and nickels. Write an equation to represent the total value of the coins. Define your variables. Okay. So, let's say you do V equals value. Q equals quarters. And N equals nickels. I don't even know how to spell nickels. Oh, it's an E-L. E-L. Okay. So my value equals, how much is a quarter each? So 0.25 per quarter plus 0.05 per nickel. Wonderful. If the total value of coins is $5.50, $5.50 for total value, right? So value, total value, $5.50. And Kaylee has 17 quarters. That means 0.25 times 17 plus, we do not know how many nickels, but we want to figure out how many nickels does she have. So 0.05 N. Now, of course, all I'm going to do is try to take 0.25 times 17 to figure out how much her quarters are worth. Of course, it's 4.25 equals this. $5.50 plus 0.05 N. I'm going to subtract 4.25 over to here. Great. Now, I'm just going to use a calculator just because we are going to do that. We're going to make sure we are perfectly right. $1.25. So $1.25. He's playing with this stinking toy. Equals 0.05 N. Divide by 0.05. Oh my gosh. There you go. 0.05. This will tell us how many nickels he had. So 1.25. Whoa. Nope. 1.25 divided by 0.05 equals 25 nickels. The amount of nickels he has was 25. And again, all I did was just plug in all the information that I had. So I plugged in the total, which was 550. Then I plugged in however many quarters they had, and I solved for N. And that's it. That's how we roll. Cool. And that's exactly right, almost at the 30-minute mark. That's it. Come to class ready to go, and yeah, make sure you took notes over this. If you did not take notes over this, good luck on that exit test. See ya.